the Ursa pick might seem like a big gotcha if you're watching this and I know you haven't checked out Mars in forever. But honestly, because of Mars's displacement, Ursa's not that scary. You just need to really time well. You're not going to be aggressive in this lane as much as you'd like, but you got to time well your Spear of Mars and God's Rebuke. And as long as you do that, you're honestly fine. Ursa's most likely not going to kill you, especially if it's Ursa. You should be okay. The problem Ursa suffers in general, even like against Mars, against Timbersaw, against these kind of heroes that he technically counters, is that he actually lacks sustain. The IO is going to make up for that, so that's pretty good. So that means that there's not going to be any sort of kill threat here. So that's I like that a fair amount, but I still don't think Little Boy should have a really bad lane. Mid lane can go pretty heavily in Oklahoma's favor, which is good because the riots are getting stronger. So I think that Oklahoma might be able to abuse this lane a bit more. They have the combined power of over millions of people, so it makes sense. And then the Gyrocopter plus Spirit Breaker lane, I still don't get. I don't know how the Gyrocopter is a gotcha or how the offlane Gyrocopter is that good. And this is not a criticism towards speed, just my ignorance. I've never seen this pick. I can't understand the theory because Gyro is not a hero that has like any sort of initiation or a particularly great lane.
So.
Or someone that can tank.
Yeah, I agree with your points. Maybe, okay, maybe this is going to be correct then. My hypothesis is that, remember the days of 5 Gyro? Maybe it's going to be played somewhat similarly, where you just kind of get your very powerful abilities online, specifically level 3 is huge for you. You go Veil and then just fight. It just feels good. Perhaps. I mean, hey, off to a good start. There's First Blood as the Undying. He's tanky, but he's going to not be tanky enough to soak through 3 Rocket Barrages, even if they are level 1.
That was more of a mistake, though. But the Undying. I don't think that was necessary at all. I mean, yes, his offlane Gyro might not be the best laner. Doesn't mean he's, you know, brain dead. I don't understand. What was he going to do there? Rocket Barrage is, of course, going to hurt you a lot. It was pretty odd. Anyway. He didn't go War of Venom either. He went for a Ring of Protection, which is interesting, because I don't know how much that does with Gyro. I think you're right about the Veil build. I just think that usually the 5 Gyro gets Veil, and all of a sudden that item is a huge power spike, whereas the offlane Gyro needs more items than that, right? So I wonder what the build is afterwards. Like, do you Veil Aether Lens Octarine, and you become like a magic damage dealer like that? How do you push this bottom tower? Do you push this bottom tower?
I think you just look to get Dusa the heck out of the lane, because there's no one that can really stop you. I mean, like, I think it's again, I agree it's not, I'm very dubious of this, but just...
Oh, Speed plays it. Speed plays the 5 Gyro. Okay, 3 Gyro, sorry.
Okay.
I'm really interested then. Okay, so that's cool. So I was guessing that once you pick this hero, that's supposed to be like a pick. Like, by how the draft went, this was supposed to be the gotcha pick of, oh, look, we're going to flex our Gyro. So I'm interested to see how they build it.
Yeah. I think he's just going to run at people. Because for the same reason the Storm is good, I think perhaps this kind of run at you style of Gyro could be decent. And Lies is going to have to play the next couple of minutes without a stick in the lane, as Albino Zebra will snipe that.
I do think you have a pretty good lineup, though, against the Magic Diamond Gyro of any kind. So, because you have a really tanky lineup on 4 out of 5 heroes. Willow is the only target that you can really kill, but Willow's also not the easiest target to kill.
Yeah, I'm just looking at looking up some of these builds for what he does on this Gyrocopter.
Okay, what does he do?
Are
you on his Dota buff then?
I am. I'm looking it up right now, so I just need a second.
Yeah, I'll give you some time. No, top lane Little Boy, like I mentioned, is doing perfectly fine, and they're struggling to actually keep the lane control appropriate, which makes sense. Ursa's not very good at contesting that, neither is Io. That's one of the issues that you have as well. You can play the lane really, really aggressively in terms of lane control against an Io. And Speed now has got the Rocket Barrage level 2. He's a real threat for this Dusa and this Undying. In fact, what I do like about this pick is that he really counters the Undying in the lane. Most ranged offlaners do, because they're mostly not strength-based offlaners, like, you know, the Venges, the Snap is okay as well at Undying. But the Gyro specifically here that we don't see very often, really high armor, nice agility as well, can deal well with this supposed Undying harassment. The Soul Rip is okay, but since Gyro has a high base HP anyway, Soul Rip is not going to ever kill you, DK won't ever put you in a threatening position, and if you go for Wand, which he did, you have constant Rocket Barrages to harass the Undying out.
So he has played Speed, has played 5 games professional Gyrocopter, but that was back when he played safe lane. He actually played Gyrocopter 9 months ago against 5ManMidas and won. But that was as a safe laner, right? And very typical Gyro items, Ag, Satanic, you know.
Right, what about his pubs then?
I am at that one right now. Let's see here. You know what? He's been spamming it recently. What is this? Was this offlane? This was offlane Gyrocopter. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, let me choose the match that he won, not the one that he lost. I'll give him.
Lies, Ray's gonna be killed off here by the Rock Barrage. Sorry. So once again, this lane not threatening too much because Deuce is still getting farmed, but they are getting kills and they're putting a lot of pressure, taking away the region from Lies. So now it's gonna have to be a sacrifice here for the Undying.
Okay.
What is it?
Falcon Blade, Treads.
Okay.
Atos. What is this? BKB first or second? No, E-Blade first, then BKB. And he popped off this game. He did go 12, 8, and 13 as an offlane gyro. It looks like, according to Dota2, he drew the lane. Skill build is, as predicted, Rocket Barrage.
Yeah, Rocket Barrage.
1 point in flak for value just to farm, and then max missile after Rocket Barrage. Okay.
Oh, so he says someone said in chat, which is pretty cool. Thank you for this, by the way. Vessel Shard and Atos. Like, we look at the players, but we usually look at the competitive stats, not usually the Dota book. So we appreciate the extra help here. But it's a variation of like E-Blade, Vessel, Atos, Shard, plus obviously the Falcon Blade at the beginning.
Yeah, and actually this is
So
a pretty good
it is
Vessel
magic
game.
damage then.
It's a good Vessel game.
It is a very good Vessel game, yeah.
No one to dispel it. A run buff, of course, is going to be annoying, but you've got 3 pretty tanky heroes. Yeah, 3. Dusa, you know, you don't typically think of her as a tanky hero in the traditional sense, but honestly, with like Scotty and everything, she usually ends up clocking in at like 2,800 HP usually by like 25 minutes. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Because Dusa has the weakness, or I guess what leads to this, is that she always goes for mixed stats, right? So she can get intelligence, and that usually includes strength. Murdoch in the top lane, he's in danger, but the IO did help him a fair amount there. Shower was well. The creeps tried to kill him, but the creeps didn't succeed. And this is what I was saying, right? In a normal lane, genuinely, Mars is kill threat against the Ursa and usually wins this matchup. But because of the IO providing healing, not the case so much.
Oh my goodness, level
I'm glad Murdoch exemplified this.
Melting Ray. Ooh, tough lane for him.
This Undying is just very useless in this lane, honestly. The Gyro just destroys him. What's the point of the decay? I actually didn't like the Undying pick to begin with, and I think this just amplified the weakness of this pick, honestly.
Yeah, especially against a Spirit Breaker. Like, oh no, I'm missing 80 HP. I only have 800 now. Like, he doesn't care. He is so tanky. First power rune for Oklahoma. Invis rune. Both heroes here level 6. RRL. Just trying to, I would say, keep Storm off the creep so the siege creep can get in a little bit more chip damage. Going so far to fortify the wave. See how successful this is going to be. Not very, because the tower is still going to aggro onto the wagon. And down it goes. And even the range creep denied in progress. But still, RRL doing a decent job in this mid lane. 40 and 13. So he's having a decent time in his bottom lane. As the rotation bottom is going to be courtesy of Bolo. They can look maybe for a kill into Albino Zebra, but Speed's going to turn. Max mana here, again, 3 points in those Rocket Barrage. We'll get through Albino Zebra pretty darn quickly. Okay. Tombstone down. Speed's not going to push too far, but here's Oklahoma now turning onto Bolo. They're going to get the kill. Brambles here doing a good job at protecting the Tombstone, and that will dissuade E-Boys from going any further.
You know, I thought it was really adorable that Lies just instinctively avoided the brambles as well as he was walking through them, even though they're from his team.
One bad Rubik game, man. You know, and
yeah, exactly. Actually, it's the same thing when you're playing Bloodseeker versus Rubik, and you have to constantly tell your team, like, "No, that's not mine. That's not mine."
RL.
It kills this first.
Nice.
What a great spear, by the way. Murdoch now stuck in a torrent, has no enrage. He's going to die. That spear, it nicked the IO to deal the damage, and then got the Ursa pinned. What a spear, seriously.
Yeah, that was really great team play between 5ManMidas. And now this stack is going to be super safe to farm. Storm, I think he walked bottom, so he still could TP anywhere. But RL did the same. He walked top. He mirrored the rotation. Didn't really want to fight the Storm for good reason. The Storm took a lot of mana. And he's just going to go ahead and farm a big old stack. Well done here. Someone killed the skeleton because, someone killed the skeleton, and now this camp is not going to respawn.
Oh, Speed just regretting this. What? Didn't kill.
What?
Was it not the camp here?
This camp.
Did they kill the skeleton?
This camp.
Oh, I can't see your pings anymore.
Oh.
Oh, I saw that up camp. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Speed is gonna go into the replay now and make a gameplay video. But it's OP. Kill the skeletons.
One mistake. Hey guys, it's your boy Speed here. This is one mistake that led us to get our victory here. Pick me Gyrocopter, thank you.
This is why we're currently still in lower division and why 5ManMidas is out. Anyway, they found Lies here again. He has a magic wand, needs a bit of help. Yeah, that magic wand did not help him too much, but the Kunkka TP did. And that's going to be RL coming in for Oklahoma. He's like, what, Oklahoma? Avoid this? Avoid this? As he has out of Ana, go ship. X marks the spot for good measure. Gets the kill there. Top lane though, Bolo is going super aggressive. Not entirely sure why. Probably to try to kill Ziz and got surprised by the tether distance.
An urn on the Wisp. I like it. So if he's built the urn, that obviously means Gyro's not going to build one.
Yeah.
So that is then going to know.
Straight into E-Blade?
Let me see here. What did he build in this loss? It still looks like he really likes the Atos, though, even in the games that he loses.
Oh, Atos.
Yeah.
Little boy? Okay. Got a kill on the top lane against Ziz. He himself is going to die as a result. Not sure if worth, honestly.
Yeah, Arena used for that as well. He's not going to get a tower off of this. It's space perhaps for top, or sorry, for this push mid lane. The Storm doesn't have a TP. But there is a Fortify, and Murdoch's actually going to rotate on over. Tombstone is down from Ray. It's a level 2 Tombstone, so they do need to eventually address that, as they will not get the kill onto RRL, and Murdoch is going to be forced back by the Zeds. Oklahoma is here now. But again, he's not a Tombstone hitter, so he's off.
What a great term, the Zeds.
Yes, the Zeds.
Oh, in our world, the people are coming back to life. We call them the Zeds. Why? Yeah, we don't know. Just kind of felt right.
Kind of felt right. What, do you guys not have like George Romero and The Walking Dead? I mean,
or like Haitian people in your world.
Haitian.
Yeah, that's where the word term zombie comes from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a Haitian mythology.
I figured that Romero didn't invent it, but I didn't know where the origin was.
Now everyone's like, this term is copyrighted. We can't use mythology.
Little boy.
Little boy. They don't have Spear. Sorry, they're not Arena, I was going to say. They do have Spear, and that's what they use instead to get rid of him. In the middle lane, by the way, Oklahoma's in trouble, but RL's like, well, we can't really stun him any further. He is going to be going for Heaven's Halberd as opposed to the... Or Armlet. It seems like Armlet into Heaven's Halberd as opposed to the Orchid build, which I'm not as big a fan of, I'll be honest, but I understand the Heaven's Halberd against the Ursa always useful. We do have Arena here on Little Boy. I think the Courier might have scouted him by accident. And there's also Enrage on Murdoch. Oh! What an Arena! But he's not hitting him!
Oh,
wow, that is really unlucky.
Ursa yells and gets relocated.
That is so unlucky.
TP's coming. Oklahoma has Arcane.
I think he just got barely outside the arena. Good spear, actually. Charge from Wino Zebra. Ray needs to heal Little Boy. Instead, he drops Tombstone. They go for the
Torrent.
The run bump is going to help him stay alive. He's not the armor on top of Oklahoma. Actually gets punished for this play, and the Tombstone is keeping every team at bay. The spear just for damage to prevent Ziz. They kill Ziz, but in return, RL will suffer his defeat as Murdoch gets to run away after getting 2 quick kills, and it seems like 5ManMidas bit off more.
What are you doing here?
They went way too far. Lies acknowledges this and decides to retreat. I think the better play there was Lies keeps farming anywhere else in the map, and you don't continue that fight after you get the 2 initial kills by sheer chance, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I do have to say, not only is it a pretty good Storm game, it's also a pretty darn good Ursa Warrior game, at least in these early fights. He's making the hero look really, really good. But what an amazing torrent that was. I don't know if you caught that. RRL's a Kunkka god. He predicted where the Storm was going to zip onto, even though he was positioned a bit aggressively there. He was basically standing right on top of that relocate. And but it doesn't matter. Still caught the Storm with a torrent. Had the boat already coming. And that's what got the kill onto the Storm, despite having an Arcane Rune and still about half of his mana pool ready to play with. So pretty impressive stuff out from RRL. Ray in trouble. He put down a Tombstone, but he's already charged. Ursa Warrior X-Mark off of the Tombstone. Little Boy nearby has an Arena. Oh. They're going to stun Murdoch. Relocate being channeled, but there's no one to bring back.
Oh, this is awkward. He's like, well, I guess I could make space. Guys, I need to creep the tether too, and he does actually have one, but the Brambles are going to stop this from happening. Oh, Torrent is mistimed. No way. Brambles were mistimed. Torrent as well. So this is going to tether now.
I mean, he did actually. He is, but he's not going.
He is not going, right? I gotta say, I think Little Boy's been playing the match of his life on this Mars. What a performance, dude.
Smart.
Smart. Oh, this is awkward. He's like, well, I guess I could make space. Guys, I need to creep the tether too, and he does actually have one, but the Brambles were mistimed. Torrent is mistimed. So this is going to tether now. He did actually. He is not going, right? I gotta say, I think Little Boy's been playing the match of his life on this Mars. What a performance, dude. The offlane gyro is impressive and I like it, but I think the impact of Little Boy has been much higher. Helmut, he ended up going, by the way, for Heart of Defiance and then for the BKB on the gyro, so a very different build to what we're used to. More of a tanky gyro build, which is interesting. Gonna face check the enemies. As Albino's even gonna literally do the same thing. Little Boy misses the spear. Okay, I just praised you, my dude. What just happened? Little Boy's gonna die to the Ursa alone. He did the Diffusal Blade already. There we go. Torrent for the Ursa. Undying turns into a big monster and goes and kills off Murdoch. As Bull does die, they're going for Ziz next. Ziz is gonna be easy pickings.
Pick pull.
And RL does have the X marks the spot. In 2 seconds, Ghost Ship as well. Speed, where are you going? The hood can't be activated. There you go. He got enough mana, but Albino Zebra right into the boat. He charges RL, does die as a result of Speed. X manages to tank this nicely. Thanks to the Hood of Defiance active. And it's just Lies trying to kill him with auto attacks. Can he accomplish this? They need one last Mystic Snake. It's gonna do the trick. Speed will fall. And E-Boys will lose 4 in exchange for 3, sorry, for 5ManMidas. So not that bad.
This reload, nice, okay. I love to see it. Lies in a lot of trouble, but Little Boy is still here with an arena. He's gonna erect it to save his ally. Does not want to look for a kill here. Instead, prioritizing the health and safety of his ally. I like that play quite a bit. Don't always go for the kill. Sometimes all you need to do is just save your Dusa, let her farm up this Manta style, and she's gonna carry you the game in a little bit.
That is true, actually. I mean, Ursa's a really good matchup against Dusa, so I think you should have a fair window opportunity, and the Diffusal Blade timing is good. But I agree. Eventually, Dusa will just take over this game. The Scotty timing, I think, is the most important one. That's why I like RL's build to go for the Heaven's Halberd over the Orchid, because I think his idea is, I'm just going to let my Dusa carry, and I'm going to make sure that she gets there, right? Orchid is more of getting more kills, and while that might be useful to deal with the Storm, you might just not deal with the Storm at all, because Dusa just becomes the biggest tank in the world, right? Storm can't do much to Dusa.
They scanned out the Roche attempt. Are they in a position to do anything about it, though? Is
yes. I think so. Oh, that was not a good spear. He doesn't have vision, so it's justified. There's a tombstone.
Another pump fake to the Terrorize. Speed. He's gonna get the Aegis or Oklahoma. It's gonna go to Speed. He's the carry now. He's going to pick it up in the pits. That's going to leave then Oklahoma out of mana and Speed completely isolated. Boat here is going to be for Oklahoma. Brought back into the boat. That's also going to cancel the charge. The spear is going to miss. 0 for 2 in this fight for Little Boy. But Speed is back alive, and with it, Fury, Ursa Warrior as well is back in the fight. Oklahoma, with what little mana he has left, is going to be able to find that kill onto Little Boy. It's only a 1-for-1 so far as the Ursa Warrior is traded away. Big old charge in, connects onto all 4. Oklahoma's going to follow suit now with the Arcane active, but not that much mana lifted now by the Torrent. He's been caught, he's been killed. Speed still fighting here, however, has got plenty of damage left on his second life. Will get a double kill. It's going to be a 4 for 2 trade. That one was pretty messy, as I believe they call it.
Yeah, I don't think that was too great for 5ManMidas and E-Boy's Speed. Really tanky this nicely. I think this build is helping him out a ridiculous amount because these boats apparently are just meant to hit. How many times he hit Storm with a boat? No wonder he's not building Orchid. I am so impressed. Or disappointed in Oklahoma, I don't know. People here are really angry, dude. You can hear it.
Doesn't need it. Instead, going for a couple more items, which is going to allow him to kite around some of these heroes, in particular the Ursa, with that Heaven's Halberd. BKB now for Speed. See.
I will say one thing, though, about the last, or in general, the past few team fights. The Tombstone placement has been slightly too defensive. In the last team fight, the Tombstone was supposed to give vision of people in the Roshan pit, and it did not. Because the zombies didn't spawn, because it was just a little bit to the left. So those are small things that matter a lot in that team fight. Would have been much easier to snipe Roche otherwise. Albino Zebra. They spear him back to the tree. Well done, Little Boy. And one God's Rebuke should do the trick. There we go.
Okay, earn into the Holy Locket Rush for the Wisp into Mechanism, so just burst healing. Cosplaying the Chen. Nope.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mid-tier 1 tower as well is still up for 5ManMidas. Done a good job holding this objective. And even if they don't go for the Orchid, Little Boy is going for a solution against the Storm Spirit, and that is going to be the Yule's Scepter. So that's nearly going to be online. And you're going to have at least one fight where you have Yules and Oklahoma is still not with his BKB. So perhaps that's going to be enough space for Dusa, something like that.
I don't think it matters, right? You're gonna hit him with the bolt anyway. Oh, little boy could blink. Like, I feel like even with the BKB, the bolt will still hit somehow. I don't know, dude. These boats have been just incredible. Somehow they've always hit both the Storm Spirit in the middle of him zipping around and the Spirit Breaker in the middle of his charge. I mean, the two hardest targets. Why is it hitting them specifically? How? I don't know if he's aiming like a god or it's just chance. I'm not sure.
They're meant to
But at this point, I think RL should choose to go for the Ags and go for the Torrent Storm as well. It seems like the right build this game.
Smoke play from E-Boys. They're going to wrap around.
Tank it, Ray.
Drop the Tombstone.
Even drop the Tombstone. Just in case. They have the Arena Blood and Yule Scepter though. Help with the Storm. Now is the Willows. Little boy. A bit sad about that. He's only going to get kill on the Spirit Breaker instead. Oklahoma, they bring back with X.
Burning the mana.
Okay. A couple of misplays, because Bolo really kind of screwed them over there. They get the 2 supports instead, but they could have gotten, honestly, 2 supports and the Storm as well. I don't think they can continue with this against Speed. Liza's showing himself. Liza's going to tank. The Murdoch, there we go. The Diffusal Blade. Okay, they had a plan. It was the spell from Montestal. Get rid of that Diffusal Blade Purge. We do have a Blink Dagger, but no Spear just yet, so they bring him back. Speed. Doesn't want to activate his BKB just yet. There's the BKB. Surprise them. Maybe a counter initiation. In comes Oklahoma. Oklahoma does stun Little Boy, but he dies in the process. Murdoch fighting Little Boy to the death, and he does get the kill. Little Boy. In exchange, though, they bring him back, and he is going to fall. Albino Zebra trying to save his teammates, but that might have been a bit too much goodwill. X in 3 seconds. Albino Zebra managed to make it through. Thanks to the Bulldoze. They still have X, but they don't want to chase after him anymore. It's the fear of Speed, right?
Yeah.
As Seek and Strike said, Shiver said, Puppy said, it's not Speed himself, but the fear of Speed in your team.
The fear of the Speed, the threat of the Speed, I believe, is
the threat
how
of the
it's supposed to be said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize. Anyway, I think that these last few team fights, if 5ManMidas plays this team fight, they tend to outclass Oklahoma. Sorry. That was a Freudian slip. They tend to outclass Electronic Boys in the execution of the team fight. And that's one working for them. They can't make the small mistakes like the Yules, for example, on Bolo. I think those are very, very big blunders.
They're looking for the Albino Zebra. They will get him. Oklahoma is here now, looking for Bolo. And Albino Zebra staying alive. Another charge in, though. The Arena penning him in. Finally, he's going to whip himself free. Off and away he goes. And the Yule Scepter is here for Little Boy. Reinforcements are showing up, though, because the Tier 1 tower is still up, and they've actually caught Oklahoma here a bit lower on mana. He's going to choose to TP Zip, and he is safely away. Next market spot, though, behind is for Speed. He's going to interrupt the combo. Now forced to BKB. Almost completely alone. Ziz relocated someone in, and so Speed is going to have to TP himself out with the BKB active. He will escape.
Since you're an offlaner, I think the use of the BKB can be more liberal like this one. I think the last one was actually pretty good to try to bait them. It's just that the follow-up wasn't that great. And you even force a Tombstone here in the arena, so I wouldn't say it's a win for Electronic Boys because they only got the support after all, and they used the resources themselves, but it's pretty good. The only problem right now is that you're delaying the game against Sedusa, so I do question if Speed will try to maybe choose to go for a carry-ish build as well to make up for what Ursa will lack later on in the game. That with a Scotty coming up on Lies, I think the game is going to change a lot. For poor Murdoch, who's already struggling to get in.
Yeah, he's getting kited around quite a bit. Blink Dagger, I think, is going to help him out quite a bit in these fights alongside this BKB active. Because RL is playing still a fantastic game. His net worth is starting to fall off a little bit, as he is now being outclassed by the natural farming abilities of other cores in the game, namely Speed, who is still farming up quite a storm, and almost has the full E-Blade operational. Zip in is going to be now for RRL. Comp farming, but a fantastic terrorize. Murdoch's going to be able to shrug it off with the BKB active. Has to go around the illusions of RRL, and Oklahoma's going to be rewarded with the kill. And more BKB, however, for Murdoch, and he's not going to be able to get inside of the Arena of Blood. Nothing he can do as Albino Zebra is slaughtered. However, Bolo now in trouble as fight number 2 is breaking out by showing up with the Stone Gaze active. Not enough damage here to even get through Speed, and Ray's going to look to run him down now. Oklahoma, though, going back onto Little Boy, who's kind of been kited out here a bit. Speed just pops his BKB, and he's safely away. It's going to end up being a 2-for-1, but they're not done yet as they relocate on in. Ray, it's going to be Scott.
Tank it, Ray.
The dust. See you later.
Yeah, that was an odd time to fight, right, for 5ManMidas, because Scotty is literally 200 gold away and lies. Just wait for the Scotty. Just like let this one pass by. They are the stronger team right now, or were for the past couple of fights, but that doesn't mean you need to force it when the enemy team just got the timings. We just saw the BKB on Ursa. Yes, you can argue that he used the 9-second charge, but I think that's a really good use for it, as he killed the Kunkka and the Mars. Neither of these heroes are even halfway through their BKB, so there's no point in that. I don't know, I think that was a ill-advised fight, honestly. And especially for Lies, I think you just kept farming. Just keep farming on Dusa. That's your win condition.
Yeah, they got a little bit kited as well by speed, a little bit kind of separated. Little boy wanted the Ursa, everyone else wanted speed. Lies, like you said, running on in. Now he's got the Scotty finished. I think that fight does look a little bit different if he has it online, but alas, they're going to have to wait for the next fight. I actually think Speed's game is going to be pretty difficult here. As a ranged hero, of course, 50% move speed slow. Going to be pretty brutal for him. Smoke playing out for 5ManMidas is now with the Scotty active. They're feeling a little bit more confident to make these aggressive moves. They'll head into the jungle, where you boys have got some pretty good vision. Problem is, all the lanes are pretty shoved in, so they should know something's up. They're looking for a smoke play themselves. Smoke on smoke is going to break. The jump from Little Boy doesn't find anyone in the arena, but it does split the fight in twain. That's not going to allow Albino Zebra in. Oklahoma can zip to the other side, but he doesn't like what he sees, and he's going to zip right on back. In trouble is Speed, has finally the Wisp to help him out with a bit of healing, and that's going to be enough to keep him alive for now. RRL continues to try and get him down here, the Ursa Warrior. However, jumping straight onto Little Boy, disarmed here only momentarily, and now he's going to turn back onto the Kunkka. He gets the kill here, but Lies is still a little bit too big, but they've killed almost everyone else around him. Now with another strike, that's going to be literally everyone else but the Dusa. However, she's pretty hard to take down here. Oklahoma underestimating the amount of damage she dealt. So it still Lies with 2 kills as he just slithers out of the fight.
So, Scotty made a difference.
He did.
Who would have guessed, right? I don't know. I think that's exactly the fight they should have taken down bottom. I mean, I still don't think it was the greatest fight for them, right? But if they take that fight down bottom in a much better position, they would be much happier with the outcome here. Even if if they take a bad fight here, it's no big deal because at least you would have beaten bottom. That all had to do with waiting for the Scotty timing on Dusa. Now you could, if you want the rest of your team to survive, you could wait for the BKB timing on both Mars and Kunkka. I think that's a bit too slow in my opinion. Instead, just build a butterfly on Lies and give him all the farm in the world. Let him carry your team. And the rest of the team for 5ManMidas should just kind of huddle around the Dusa and make it so it's really difficult for them to kill it. Maybe the initiation where Dusa initiates with Stone Gaze and the rest of the team goes to the other side is not the ideal situation. Good scan. Beautiful torrent.
There's a reload.
Now, he used the Enrage already, so he's done for. And I think they X'd him, right?
No, he thought about it, but he's like, actually, just go away. Let's just finish Roche, and then we'll kill you.
Yep. Oh, they realized they had to relocate on it. Yeah, why X?
Yeah, he's... Yeah, and see... Okay.
Oh, no, they're just going to ignore him. All right. Yeah, I think Tidal Wave actually is probably the best shard here. I love the Tidal Wave shard.
Yeah.
That would actually give you so much more disengage on the Kunkka, which is kind of what you're needing right now to make sure that Dusa stays alive with her teammates.
There's a point to be made as well, I would argue, for Mars shard as well, but I also like Tidal Wave better, so I would go there.
Yeah, I like Mars too. I think Mars shard is also pretty valuable as well. But I also find that Mars shard is harder to execute. I honestly think a toddler can use Tidal Wave. It's a massive AoE. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, this is like a skill shot. And I was like, no, really. It's more of a shot than any sort of skill.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the power of the moon and the tides. It's just kind of end up washing up everyone. Not to be underestimated.
Did you know
the power of the ocean?
Did you know that the moon pulls the water to itself?
Yes.
I had no clue. I did not know that's how it affected the tides. It's literally trying to pull the water towards itself.
It's true.
Isn't that wild?
It is a little bit wild.
It pushes the other side, and that's what creates the tide.
Yep, that's correct.
In the ocean.
That's correct.
It's like, you know how it's like how it works when you're trying to like pet a cat in the in the rear end and in the front end. How like there's like ripples in between.
That is true.
It's exactly like that.
And if you're not careful, just like the tides, the claws will come out and drag you under. It's very problematic.
Yeah, that's like the tsunami.
Yeah, by the way, full moon out tonight, folks, or today. I know it's a little bit daytime in NA, But it's literally about to be the fullest moon in about 6 hours. I don't know why I know that. The moon was very full last night, so I looked it up. That's why I know.
Is the lunar calendar the same everywhere? I think not, right?
Is it not?
I don't think so. I think moons are different everywhere.
Moons are different everywhere, but it's the same moon.
Yeah, but like it's different angles, right?
Is that how it works?
Mate, I don't know. You're the one that did astro engineering.
Yes, astroengineering, very true. Yeah.
Look, what was it called again?
Aerospace engineering. Yeah, let me tell you about my astro
okay,
engineering.
Look, it has space in it, right? Mine is software engineering. I design the moon. I make my own moon.
If for the Ursa Major here, I think he's going to be doing a pretty good job now. BKB and now Basher online. This could prove to be a little bit bad for the Gorgon Miner, as Lies might not be able to get off his crucial abilities here. A great wraparound play now from 5ManMidas, though, as they could nip, make that from E-Boys, pardon me, as they could nip 5ManMidas right in the butt here. The very squishy backliners are going to be exposed. There's going to be the stun onto Ray. No tombstone in this engagement, but the stone gaze is out.
Yep. Out and wasted, honestly. I don't know if they should continue this. They're kind of surrounded the enemy team. They have no disengage. At least they have the bolt and tidal wave, I guess. Okay, there we go. RL finds Nursa alone. Albino Zebra going for RL. No, instead Little Boy. They're actually dividing their attention. RL might be the target here as he tries to push away the idol. Just playing around with water here. The Ursa has been disarmed for now. RL surviving. Dusa being controlled thanks to the E-Blade. RL finally goes down. Dusa not the highest amount of mana. Still has the Aegis though. They missed the spear. Or they hit Albino Zebra actually. So they cancel his TP and Albino Zebra will be the victim here as Lies proceeds to slow down Murdoch thanks to the Scotty. But he knows he has to retreat. An E-Blade on speed did a number on him in the middle of the fight, this allowing him to actually output the amount of damage he wanted to. There's the Mystic Snake hitting Ziz together with that Cursed Crown. They used the Bedlam instead to finish him off. Murdoch, not sure why he stayed this long.
What?
Yeah, they have a Yules, they have Spear now as well. Murdoch still at the enrage zone when they speared him, so he should be fine. Scotty, however, slowing him down. Oklahoma helped that his teammate realized he doesn't want to die again. We do have a Blink Dagger on Little Boy, but not enough distance to where Oklahoma decided to go to. In fact,
he sees him.
Speed. Oh,
nice. Yeah, he's gone. See you later. But Speed is still killing people. He's got this kill on a raid. He's got another BKB charge. Lies is going to just go 1v1. A mano. Speed is not winning this fight. He's going to try and rely on the Rocket Barrage, but that's not enough firepower here, as Lies is just way too darn tanky and still has an Aegis.
Guys, I got regen. Don't worry. I'll come help you. I'm almost there. Oof. Yeah, that was a bad. Like, I think the fight went actually decently for E-Boys. I think they're actually like the way they're proposing the fight is pretty good. They know they need to ignore the Dusa. Controller with, especially Speed, is doing a great job here. Like, he's using the E-Blade to control her and reduce her damage. They're going for the other targets, particularly the first target that shows himself. The Ursa can equally murder both RL and Little Boy, so instead of trying to go for the ideal target, he just go for the one that's more out of position. Good job. They understand these concepts well. The thing is, they need to know when to stop.
Yeah.
Because they like win these fights and they go and say, we can still do this. Oklahoma has been the biggest, insult when it comes to these things. Like, he constantly just keeps on fighting and has died in the storm, initiating more times than I can count this game. And just stop, just leave. I don't think you need to take it that hard, especially against a Dusa. It seems they feel a lot of pressure against this late game hero right now.
Yeah, and Speed kind of also taking to that spirit with that last kind of little bit of engagement onto the Dusa. They're just, I mean, and now Dusa with the BKB, so she can shrug off a couple of these abilities, namely the E-Blade, which has been a bit annoying. No Halberd for her, however, or no Halberd against her. And still a full item up, 24,000 net worth now.
Who builds it, though, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's got to be Speed, but I think at this point, yeah, I agree with Speed's build. Like, just be a carry.
Yeah,
dude.
pretty much.
Speed's like, my carry is being outclassed. I'll just carry instead.
Well, he's got more gold than him as well. Of course, better farming mechanisms, right? So naturally, as we approach a little bit later into the stages of the game, I think it's to be expected. Wait, is this real? Oh, he's got a Shadow Blade. Yeah, he's out of there.
Yeah. Is this real? That was like the beginning of a Queen song.
Yes, one very specific Queen song.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's exactly like the beginning of a Queen song.
Dire's structures are
That is actually what the song is about, in case anyone was wondering. It's someone in Dota making it play like they're an illusion.
Yep.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
The
Radiant
siege
structures
seems to be
are
more or less
fortified.
unstoppable. Of course, they're not really scared of a split push from an Ursa, and even with the overpower, they don't really particularly care. Say, what are you gonna do? Fury sweep our towers? Ha! Good one. Oh my gosh, Seaboy damage. You see that?
Yeah, that shard is pretty good on speed. Do you know, by the way, because Deuce is building shard, if the shard is global range?
Sorry, Deuce's shard is global range?
Yeah, I'm asking.
That's a good question.
'Cause there's no indication of otherwise, right?
Yeah, so right.
Because I'm assuming the Spirit Breaker charge from the other side of the map, and then there's like a snake just goes halfway through the map. Is that how it works?
I mean, it still works that way with AM's counterspell, right? Where he starts charging you.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
So
Like, what I'm wondering is if you get shard, does Spirit Breaker just get stopped at random place? Like, if you get shard and Ags, right? Does Spirit Breaker just get stopped at random places of the map turned to stone?
well, I think the snake's gotta
Dire's
fly to
middle
him, right?
tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's why. So, like, the snake and him meet at the halfway point, so it's just...
Maybe that's like the ultimate counter, right? Because the snake, you can't shoot another cold-blooded until your snake returns. Maybe that's how you counter this hero, right? You just charge from your fountain, and then the snake's flying for the entire duration, and you just run from the snake. She can't cold-blooded. She got 5,700 gold of net worth that I'm kiting. Fight her.
Oh, it is the same moon all over. Yeah, I had no clue. You're the astro
I
person.
figured it would, because I figured that had more to do with the position of the moon than the axis of the Earth and all that.
Again,
so.
I'm a software engineer. I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah,
I don't know
Alvaro
anything
just
about
literally learned about the tides, so you know.
it. Literally, actually. I learned it 10 days ago, and I was very surprised by this.
But you knew about tides before. I mean, you grew up in Barcelona, right?
Dire's
Isn't that
middle
pretty close to the
tower is under
Mediterranean?
attack.
Yeah, I know waves happen, but I just thought,
Man,
that's the sea.
how the mighty Spanish have fallen. You guys used to be rulers of the sea. Then Trafalgar
actually,
happened, and
let's
now you
think-
guys don't even know about tides.
No, this is exactly how Spain lost its power. Spain lost its power because there was a storm. They're like, what's a storm? We can deal with it, right?
Oklahoma.
And then they realized they had no stuns for the
yeah,
storm.
exactly. That's what I was about to say.
it destroyed the poor Coca there.
The storm didn't
Yeah.
matter because it just ran at them anyway and ended up falling.
Though in my opinion, my favorite account is Sir Francis Bacon. Sorry, the English account where they claim that Sir Francis Bacon controlled the tides to kill the Spanish Armada. That's what they teach in their classes. So that's better, in my opinion.
Very dead. They're going to commit 3 ultimates for 2 ultimates for him. Pardon me.
No big deal. I mean, the concern now, they left Lies alone, and Lies feels like he can solo
feel
carry the
threatened.
game. I think he's right.
I'm gonna activate my ultimate.
Yeah, that's like those whistles. That was really scary. I actually would like if he went for Ags this game, because I think the extra catch is fine. But honestly, because you have so much control of the map right now, just wait for the Roche to drop it, right? Like, this game
Yeah.
could just go indefinitely for 5ManMidas. They have a Dusa. They're pretty confident.
Yeah, and I think right now he would prefer damage. There's been a couple of fights now straight where you boys just barely limp away from these fights, and that's solved by literally 1 crit of a Daedalus. And here's Roshan. If they do want to wait for that Axe, they're going to have to wait for the next one, because this one has spawned with the Aghanim Shard. Mid lane speed, he's showing. Next, he's going to have to BKB. Yep.
Okay. Again, that's fine because he's not the... Well, I
Well,
say he's not the carry, but I don't know.
yeah.
He might be becoming one. Refresher shot on the Roche, so no answer.
Yep. Alvaro was looking up more facts about the tide, though.
I was actually looking at I was trying to figure out. Because the chat knows a lot about astral things. They're all astral engineers like you, Richard.
Yes, they are. Roshan
I'm
is
learning a
down.
lot.
This smoke going to be way too slow for the amount of damage that Dusa is currently carrying. Aegis on the Dusa. Cheese now for the Kunkka. Yes, it's being coming off cooldown now. As 5ManMidas are going to smoke and look for a fight on their own volition. Of their own volition. On their own volition?
No, of their own position. I think he should wait for the Shivas maybe, though. The Shivas, I think, would be really impactful, especially now that you just picked up the cheese. But I guess who cares about any item timing that is not Dusa is God, right? Like, right now, maybe they're just playing around Lies, and anything else, like the minions that try to build, is cute, but is not actually relevant.
Dire's middle tower.
I mean, Lies doesn't even have boots. He's back to the Hobost, Fat Dusa.
I think he doesn't care. He's so strong.
No, I know. It's a meme because it's a long time ago. There was a match where like Hobosa fought like 3 rapiers, and he was so slow. But back then, Dusa even had worse movement speed, and nothing gave you movement speed like now. And so they had to force stuff her around the map because it took too long to get to objectives.
That's funny.
It's a really, really great match actually. I recommend you.
Back then, I mean, if Hobosa was still playing, right? No Flame, but played a long time ago. No backpack.
Nope. Okay, there's the arena. No counter initiate. Dusa actually did that. That's her first life. The arena didn't do as much as they expected. Tidal Wave at least kills off Albino Zebra, or helped kill off Albino Zebra. Ziz, it has to join this though, to die himself with his partner's support. Okay, and Lai still had a second life. They used all the resources in his first one. Still an okay kill, but the counter initiation was much more brutal than they expected. Speed really slowed down. They bring him back with the X and the Torrent, and he's down. Lai's even activates BKB for good measure. They stop the charge just with the threat of the Dusa alone.
Yeah, I mean, they killed Dusa on her first life, but she's got BKB on the second one, and they kind of used, not everything, but they used all their gap close abilities, right? They needed to wait for that blink on Ursa, they needed to wait for charge and everything to come back off cooldown, and yeah, Lies is just gonna hit your buildings, and everyone else is gonna stand behind him. Dusa now is gonna be given the cheese. Here, Lies, here, take my cheese! Take everything, I don't know, just win the game for us.
Yeah, literally. They even X him. It's like, in case they go for him, Lies, I got you covered. I got the X for you.
I have no mobility, but just in case.
I think this is over. It's very anticlimactic ending, but they just kind of let it end. I guess they try to go for the last fight once speed is back.
Yep. If they can afford to, at least having the Wisp, right, for that bonus regeneration. There they go. They're not going to wait. Oh, the roots, though. The charge canceled. That means Lai's just going to get off the ultimate. Just be in the middle of the thick of it. Okay, Murdoch trying to fight through this one. They're going to use him up. Oklahoma is just 100-0 immediately. I don't even know what stunned him. Murdoch's going to follow suit. Big old charge in. This time not stopped by the Bramble, but it's not going to do much either. Wisp in ethereal form is just pushed this way, that way, and eventually Ziz is going to be so dizzy he's going to call the GG, and that's going to be the 2-0 win for 5ManMidas.
Yep, well done 5ManMidas. Great plays. I think this game outclassed E-Boys. I feel like E-Boys made a fair amount of mistake, if I'm honest with you. Like,